What's going on, everybody? This your boy Flaw 700, and this is the Podcast Brothers Podcast, episode 114.
114.
No Fresco today, but I got my twin in the building.
Facts,
and we're going to keep this Podcast Brother thing going. Joining me today, we have the youngest in charge, the baby brother. We got my bro Donovan in the building. Please introduce yourself with the AKAs, because I know you got them.
What's going on? It's Donovan. Don Macalicious, Don Juan, Don Holla, a.k.a. Mac the Don, b.k.a. Don Daddy, a.k.a. Donnie Savage. So that's all my AKAs. I come up with some, every other day. So those are the ones that stuck. So what's going on, everybody?
And this Flaw 700, a.k.a. Flaw Claw Van Dam, a.k.a. Flaw Cigar.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's
clean.
That's how I do.
That's clean.
That's how I do. And we're live from Starbucks once again. And I just want to shout out to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and YouTube. I appreciate y'all for listening. Also, shout out to the ones that watch us on social media, the little 1-minute clips we post. I appreciate y'all as well, because y'all are our supporters. Y'all listen to the show regardless if it's the audio or the video. So I appreciate y'all. Without further ado, though, we got a special guest in the building, man. This gentleman stopped by a few months ago. It was episode 80. He was doing his campaign thing. You know what I'm saying? He was telling y'all what he was going to do for the city of Trent if he was elected. When he came the first time, he was running for a seat. He's here this time sitting in the seat. Ladies and gentlemen, Councilman at Large, Jerell Blakeley. What's going on, man?
All is well.
Yeah.
Just out here trying to do the work. Thank you for having me. And I look forward to a robust conversation about, the issues facing Trenton.
Absolutely.
As well as who I am and my hopes and dreams and aspirations. I was going to start, with my introduction. You can call me the Honorable. Call me J Moneybag. You can call me... just call me Mr. Blakeley. You can call me Councilman Blakeley. But I'm glad to be here, and I look forward to a robust conversation.
Yeah, you was on episode 80. This is 114.
Wow.
So as you see, you've been doing your thing.
Absolutely.
You've been moving. We've been moving. We ain't been stopping since that. So
all day, every day, the work continues. It
absolutely.
The
Definitely
grind
don't stop.
is continuous.
I want to start this episode off with something different. It's a different type of segment, man.
Sure.
A little speed round. I watch a lot of ESPN. They do this on Around the Horn or Partners Interruption. They got a little speed round. Okay. So I wanted to touch on a few things, man. So one of the topics I wanted to touch on was, and this is breaking news. The Dallas grand jury has indicted Amber Guyger, the fired police officer who killed Botham Jean, I think that's his name.
Mm-hmm. Brother.
Yeah, an unarmed black man in an alleged apartment mix-up. So just our quick thoughts on that. This is the beginning of something. I think we've seen this before. She could still get off, but this is strike one.
So the fact of the matter is, it should not be possible in America for anybody to enter someone's home and shoot them in cold blood.
Absolutely.
It shouldn't matter who you are, the position you hold. It should definitely not be when you have someone that is tasked with protecting the public trust and protecting the public. And so I think this is a good thing. We don't want to send a message that it's okay and that somebody could get away with entering somebody's home unannounced and shooting and killing someone.
Absolutely.
So I think this is a good thing, and I look forward to justice being served. If the narrative remains the same that this police officer entered this unarmed civilian home and shot him, then she should suffer the consequences.
Right.
Her position shouldn't matter. I don't care if she was the Pope. If the Pope walked in somebody's house and shot somebody, then they should be held accountable. 100%. And I don't think she is any different.
Absolutely. What you think?
I think the same thing. Just piggyback on that. when she was trying to explain herself, man, I heard that she was just like mistakenly went into the wrong home. And I'm just like, you know where you live at, man. You know where your place is, and for you to go into someone else's house and to use that excuse that I was in the wrong home, and you thought it was a robber. Come on now, that's just little kids say stuff like that to get off, and you give them a little pat on their back, and you let them go. But definitely, what you said, Jerell, was just like it shouldn't be accepted anywhere.
Absolutely.
And if the indictment is good for us, and if she gets off for whatever reason, it's going to send the wrong message. It's going to cause a lot of attention, a lot more problems than we already been having. So I think the indictment is definitely good.
And one thing that I would say is, where is a black man safe if he's not safe
in his own home?
Right.
And so we're not safe driving. We're not safe on the job. We're not safe driving Uber. We're not safe in so many different places. And the sanctity of the home should really give us pause to think that there's even a question that she would be charged.
Right.
And I would definitely like to see justice done.
You're absolutely right, because we're sitting here like, man, will she get charged? What's going to happen? It's like she shouldn't. Nobody should get special privilege. It should be you committed a crime. You have to go on trial, and whatever happens, there happens. But we'd be like, man, will she even get charged?
Well, here's the thing. Why did she even feel necessary, or why did she even feel compelled to pull out her gun? She wasn't on duty.
Yeah.
So she's at home. So it shouldn't matter what her position is. She wasn't on duty when she shot that brother. She wasn't on duty. And so her position as a police officer
pull it up 'cause it's gonna
is immaterial.
Right.
It's completely immaterial. And I look forward to seeing justice being done.
Absolutely. Fresh off his draw from last night, DeAndre Wilder. He had to check a brother, Radio Raheem, they call him, or that's his name. I don't know. But apparently, the interviewer asked him, well, during a rant, DeAndre Wilder said his people have been fighting for 400 years. The interviewer said, what people are you talking about? And DeAndre Wilder replied, Deontay Wilder replied, you know what people. But my question is, was the reporter just doing his job, or did Deontay have a right to check him? Was that like a reporter?
True. Both could be true. Both could be true. So I don't think it has to be one side or another. He has a right to say what he wants to say, particularly regarding the plight of his people, as well as the reporter has a responsibility to dig a little deeper. And so I think that this is a controversy that is a fake one.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. I think the reporter was doing his job because he knew what he was talking about, but he still has to ask those questions to get him to explain himself. And Deontay just start going in on him. But the reporter didn't back down. He was still there. I ain't see him jump. To see a boxer like that in my face, I'm like, I'm a reporter. I'm like, I can't handle this dude. But he stood his ground. I think he was doing his job. He probably didn't want to ask that question because he already knew.
Yeah.
But because that's in his job description, they're going to be looking for him to ask those questions.
Reporters ask questions. That's what they do.
That's exactly why.
Try to jog your thoughts.
That's exactly why I put that out there like that, because it's going around social media that, Wilder checked this guy. But then I'm thinking, like, maybe he just was a reporter doing his job. So what people are you referring to, Mr. Wilder? I mean, I get that you could look at him as Uncle Tom, but in my opinion, I just think he was just doing his job.
Still got a family to feed.
And all he had to do was really just break it down. But he just got off an intense weigh-in. So he was probably still hyped.
And here's the thing. Reporters. So I deal with reporters all the time as a politician. Yeah. And reporters have a job to do. Like, they ask questions, and we have to allow them to do their job effectively.
Right.
And sometimes you can be swole. Sometimes you can be angry. And you just have to understand that they have a set of responsibilities. The fourth estate is such an important aspect of our society. And this whole idea of checking people shouldn't be in the realm. And we got a president who's already talking about violence towards reporters. And so we don't want that to seep into other sectors of our society.
That's a fact. So
It's actual factual.
actual
Actual
factual.
factual.
So I remember bumping into you around midterm election time.
Yeah.
So, and I wanted to talk to you about this as well with the midterms, and we're still getting some elections decided
Absolutely.
to this day.
Mhm.
One I think that got decided recently was Mississippi.
Absolutely.
There's
Good old
some
Howard grad. Brother,
Howard.
He went to Howard.
Okay.
Brother Epstein went to Howard.
He
ran for Senate.
lost. But he lost, though, right?
He lost.
He lost to a candidate. Her name is. I'm trying to find her name.
Smith.
Hyde Smith. There it is. Cindy
Cindy
Hyde
Hyde
Smith,
Smith,
and
yeah.
she, and I quote, said, "If there was an open lynching, outside lynching, she'll be front row."
Mhm.
She still won in Mississippi.
Yeah.
Alaska, I think the Republican won by 1 vote.
Yep.
What's going on in Florida?
So you're talking about the governor's race?
The governor's race.
It's
all
a
of it.
wrap.
It's still over?
No, it's done. It's finished. The brother Gilliam lost.
Gilliam lost. Okay, so Gilliam lost. So what was the overall, because I see them saying that Trump is worried, 45 is worried about what happened recently. So just give us the rundown on what actually happened overall.
So November the 4th was a good day for Democrats.
Okay.
And for people who support democratic values.
Okay.
You have a majority in the Congress. And so in the House of Representatives, Democrats did a fantastic job of increasing their number to become the majority. And so that has several important consequences as we look at the last 2 years of Trump's presidency. It means that, number one, the committees in the House of Representatives are going to be controlled by Democrats. What does that mean? For the banking committee, guess who's going to be the chairwoman? Who's going to control that committee? Congresswoman Maxine Waters.
Right.
And so that means that there's going to be investigations around Trump's malfeasance in the financial space. She has that power to do that. When you start looking at the Committee on Government Oversight, right now it's in the hands of a congressperson that basically is Donald Trump's, I don't want to use the word, but it rhymes with itch. It's going to now be controlled by a brother from Baltimore named Elijah Cummings, who is now going to be the chairman of that committee. And so you're going to really start seeing the House of Representatives have a broader role in critiquing and holding President Trump accountable. And so that's a good thing. And so the blue wave is real, and I look forward to seeing the implications of Democrats running the House of Representatives on the Trump presidency.
Sound like a lot of things going to be turning around.
Absolutely. Now, one thing that I will say is that the elections have shown us that some Americans, too many Americans, are comfortable with racial dog whistling, and they're too comfortable with supporting people who appeal to racial animus and racism in our society. And so you look at what happened in Mississippi, you look at what happened in Florida, you look at what happened in Georgia, I believe the worst person won. And we really need to have a real serious conversation in this country about racial bias, racial prejudice, and how that plays out in the polling.
So you
stations.
think, and I know that, just remain positive. I'm pretty sure you're going to say, hell yeah. But do you think we can have that conversation with Mississippi, with Florida?
Well, here's the thing.
Mississippi.
So Mississippi is a tough state for Democrats to win anyway. But I will say that I was emboldened or I was happy to see how close the election was in Florida and in Georgia. Democrats haven't won races in these states for a very long time. There hasn't been a Democratic governor of either Georgia, Mississippi, or Florida in decades.
Wow.
And so there's just this group of people who are down there who the comments that Senator Hyde Smith made appeals to. And these dog whistlings are unfortunately productive when running for office in these very conservative and racist states. That's unfortunate, but hopefully that changes and we have politicians who appeal to everyone and not just to narrow segments.
All right.
Yeah.
So listen, right? We're going to pay some bills, man.
Oh, pay some bills. What's up?
I got a 30-second commercial coming your way. This is how we pay the bills. So,
wow, brother, y'all doing it big. Commercials.
So listen, well, you know, little something. You might hear something, you might not. That's just how Spreaker works. So for those of you, be patient. We'll be right back. And we are back. So, man, we like to get into our interview portion of the podcast around this time of the hour. So, Jerell, you know, my first question, even though I introduced you, just tell the listeners, you know, who you are besides the councilman. You know, just give them a more in-depth vision.
So my name is Jerell Blakeley. I was born on a late summer's night, August 15th, 1987 on Bellevue Avenue in Trenton's West Ward. Very glad to be here. I attended the Trenton Public Schools, K through 12, with a short stint at African People's Action School. After graduating from Trenton High in 2005, as most likely to succeed, I earned a scholarship to Howard University in our nation's capital. I graduated 5 years later. I took the longest scenic route and graduated with a degree in history, came back to Trenton, eventually started teaching in the Trenton Public Schools, taught social studies and history and civics at my high school alma mater. Had a really good time there, got really involved with my teachers union. And I left to run a campaign at the New Jersey Work Environment Council, where I ran Healthy Schools Now at the New Jersey Work Environment Council. Really enjoyed that. And now I'm currently teaching at the Camden City School District. I teach social studies there. I'm an adjunct professor at Rutgers University and Middlesex County College. I'm a member of Alpha Phi Alpha. And I am someone who really loves Trenton. I have spent nearly my entire life here, have a real deep commitment to the people and the institutions here, and I want Trenton to be the city that it can be. And so that's why I decided to throw my hat in the ring and run for city council at large. And I was very pleased to get the support from the residents of the city of Trenton, and I'm really excited to actually make a difference in a city that I really love. This is something I've been wanting to do my entire life, and I'm just pleased to have the ability to actualize my aspirations.
And that's
so young.
Busy as you are, you make time for us. We appreciate that.
Well, listen, I went to church this morning, and then I'm going to Phi Delta Kappa teacher groups dinner. And so I definitely wanted to show y'all some love. Y'all showed me some love during my campaign, and I really enjoyed speaking to you all. I think I was able to really reach a lot of people through this platform, and I look forward to continuously going on this platform during my term.
That's what's up. Listen, I was hyped when you won, man. I was hyped when you. I bet you were. I bet you were. I bet you were.
Yeah, no, it was very exciting, man. I've been wanting to do this since I was in the 5th grade, and it's funny. I was talking to Mayor Palmer yesterday about some political stuff, and I told him, I said, "Hey, Mayor Palmer, I knew I wanted to be a politician when I saw him in 5th grade at Joyce Kilmer. I saw him on the stage, and I said, I want to do something just like that. And just yesterday, I'm on the phone talking to him about the political climate in the city. So
that's beautiful.
That's just awesome.
Now, when I was the vice president in 5th grade.
Were you?
See, I was voted vice president.
Okay,
so,
good stuff.
I mean, I didn't have to do anything.
Hey,
it was like towards the end of the year, but they voted me. So I guess
personality alone, right?
Some kind of
president.
Thank you, and I appreciate that. So, you want to get into the next question, though?
Sure, yeah.
So it says here, I'm not that you hold a seat. Is it what you thought it would be?
Yes and no. And so I've been preparing for this for a really long time, working in different government agencies, learning the city, understanding its people, its institutions. But it's one of those things that you really don't understand until you get into it. The first thing that really shocked me was you're no longer anonymous. Everywhere I went in the city, I was being stopped. I couldn't go grocery shopping. I couldn't go to a restaurant. I couldn't go on a date without being stopped. And so I'll tell you a funny story real quick.
Celebrity status.
I'm on a hot date, and I said, we're going to go somewhere outside of Trenton because I don't want to be bothered.
Ooh. Did you go to Ewing?
No. So she was bad. She was gorgeous, and I said, you know what? I just want to meet. I just want to talk. We're just going to kick it somewhere else. So we go outside of the city, about maybe 20 minutes away, not a Trenton watering hole, and I'm just thinking to myself, I'm going to have a good time. we're just going to chill. And so I'm having a good time. We went outside to the patio. It was a beautiful summer's night.
Romantic.
It was romantic. It was great. She was bad. The food was good.
The third time you said she was bad. She was bad.
What does that mean? She was bad. She was bad. And so we're talking, and I'm over there having a good time. And we're talking, and she says, they've been watching you. Somebody behind you been watching you for like the last 20 minutes. And so I said, not this shit. And I look in the back, and literally they start talking to me for about 20 minutes. Asking me questions. Oh, were you just elected to office? And that was just an example of how like your life changes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't rob banks anymore.
Yeah, right.
You can't do anything crazy. So that's something that, not that I was robbing banks.
Not that we was robbing banks.
Yeah,
Figure of speech.
But you just have to understand that in this small city, someone is going to know you, someone is going to see you. And that's a good thing because I like talking to residents. Even sitting in here, we had someone come in here because of, you know, my position. Also, I was a little surprised about how your position can impact your career.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So most people think that politicians have the ability to get anything that they want. There's a reason why only rich people generally get into the political process, because you have the freedom and the flexibility to do your elected position in a, you know, really innovative way. But when you're a working stiff like myself, being a politician can actually hamper your economic opportunities. And so I would definitely recommend to future politicians out there that they get a career that allows them the time and flexibility, because I work all the way in Camden. I can't be at every place during the day because, you know, I'm at work making the bacon. And so that's something that is really interesting. But overall, it's been absolutely fantastic. I've learned a lot in the last 5 months. I've grown tremendously as a leader, and my appreciation for the city of Trenton has been deeper. But it definitely gives you there are definitely some fallbacks, but all in all, I believe that my experience as an elected official has been very, very positive. And I look forward to deeper experiences as I go along.
I want to talk about Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever asked you, which one are you with?
I'm a Democrat.
You're a Democrat.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's been a lot of rumors, well, not rumors, but just a lot of rumbling going on, a la Kanye West, where he's on some black people. We do not have to be Democrats, which I think we know.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. We agree. And
I'm a Democrat, and I believe
right. Because me personally, you grow up in that Democratic cloud, and then you grow up and you be like, I do have a choice. But then when you actually look at the choices, you go, you know what, I'm gonna stay where I'm at. Not because this is the perfect party, but because I see what they're saying more than I see what the other side is saying.
Absolutely. Right.
But let's go with black Republicans real quick. Yeah. What do we think of black Republicans?
So I used to work for a black Republican when I was at Howard. I worked for Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, Alfonso Jackson, when I was a freshman in college at Howard. I also worked for the Department of Education for some black Republicans. Number one, if you look at just where our positions are, it's natural for many black people to be Republicans. We're a conservative people. We're a church-going people. We are in terms of the black business class, has some of the same concerns about taxes and economic environments that other conservatives and other middle class and upper middle class people hold. And so I necessarily don't have a problem with the Republican Party. I think that the Republican Party, however, in the age of Trump, has really turned into a white supremacist party. I believe that the Republican Party, as headed by Donald Trump, has turned once kind of quiet dog whistles into large trumpets. And so they have no problem with relying on racial animus and relying on negative perceptions of African Americans to gain political power.
A la running for office and telling people you're going to sit at an open lynching.
Yeah, like that's outrageous.
Yeah,
that's completely unacceptable. And unfortunately, there are people who buy into that. Right now, a black person voting for a Republican on the national level is like a chicken voting for Colonel Sanders.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, and I think that's unfortunate because I think a dual party, having African Americans in both parties, would serve our interests more fully. And so I think it's unfortunate that the Republican Party is using dog whistles and trumpets to highlight their white supremacist ideologies.
Yes.
And it's very unfortunate. I think it's sad.
There's
no shame behind it.
No shame. They have no shame. They have
No
no shame. They have no, no shame. I guess there's no way to put it. I was thinking of a better word, but there's no shame.
Here's my thoughts on it, right? And I thought about it. Like Republicans in the way that they feel about, everybody else but the wealthy.
Yeah.
I guess their thoughts are, look, we did it and so can you type of thing. So when I see a black Republican, I'm thinking of this person as a person who will look at like the Bill Cosby syndrome where he said, man, you guys got your pants hanging. You comedians are cursing too much. Yeah. In a sense of, I'm not going to say that they don't love black people, but they don't like that hood or that vision of us.
Yeah, well, I don't like that either. I mean, to be honest.
Right.
I mean, if the Republican Party wasn't so racist, I think they would appeal to a large group of African Americans. Mm-hmm. Because we all know, we all got that cousin, we all got that uncle, we all got that grandma who believes that the way things done in inner cities is not correct.
Right.
That they believe that some of the values in the inner cities are not positive, that they don't help black people. And so it's just unfortunate that some conservative ideologies are being superseded by this appeal to racism and appeal to bigotry that the contemporary Republican Party has decided is going to be in the forefront of their platform.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I definitely see that because this is to me, and I might catch some fire from it, but there's bad in both parties and there's good in both parties. It's just that maybe the Democrats just know how to speak on a level that we want to hear. And to me, some of the Republicans just be like, listen, I didn't grow up in no ghetto. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We got the same skin complexion. You can do better, but I'm not going to help you. You can do it yourself type of vibe.
Well, here's the thing. Democrats and Republicans, I would say this. I'm a Democrat. I'm a proud Democrat. I'm active in my local Democratic Party. But before I'm a Democrat, I'm black.
Absolutely.
And so we need to ensure the slogan of the Congressional Black Caucus is no permanent friends, no permanent enemies, just permanent interests. And so there's sometimes where the Republican Party has or is working in a positive manner. So, for example, Donald Trump is saying all the right things as relates to changing the criminal justice laws that were instituted with the support of a Democratic president in the name of Bill Clinton. And so I just want us to realize that politics is really about the business of punishing your friend or punishing your enemies and rewarding your friends. And I just want us to be in a position as black people, as folks who live in communities like Trenton, that we're not slaves to the Democratic Party, but we're also not suckers for the Republican one.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And that just kind of goes into the question that we have next. What are your personal goals as far as being a politician? Is it that to give us that insight of we can be more than what we are, what they deem us to be?
You're talking about my goals as why I got into politics.
Right.
I got into politics because I really believe that the political process is set up that if you are inclined to forcefully represent your community, that you can do it in a political process. And so we have a budget process coming up in the city of Trenton. Our municipal budget is about $200 million. So we have, in terms of the city level, $200 million to attempt to make our city a better place. During the budget process, I really look forward to fighting for the constituencies that elected me. So, for example, when we get to the recreation department, I want to figure out, are we using our dollars effectively to provide recreational opportunities for our young people who desperately need it? Mm-hmm. On the other hand, on the other side of life, I want to make sure that our seniors have access to programming that allow them to live out their golden years in comfort and security. Mm-hmm. And so when you start understanding that as an elected official, you have great power to influence the dialogue, you have great power to ask questions and to advocate on behalf of the desperate, the damned, the disinherited. Those are all of the reasons why I decided that I wanted to be an elected official, because the damned, the despised, and the disinherited deserve to have someone speaking on their behalf. And as a son of Trenton, as someone who cares about this community, I want to ensure that we're using our tax dollars and that the issues that are important are being spoken about in City Hall.
So how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 31. I got elected when I was 30.
Okay, you're 31. I just want to take this mental note. You still got your hair.
Oh, yeah, still got my hair.
Grades yet.
Yo, it's funny. So I'll tell you what. I did see one gray hair. I got
a head full of them.
Yeah, I saw one gray hair.
28.
I saw one gray hair, and I was driving. I was looking in the mirror. Is that a gray hair? And it was a gray hair.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it again.
Okay, all right.
And I've been I go to a beauty supply shop in Trenton called Paris Hair and Beauty, and they make sure that I stay hydrated, and I have all my good stuff. I'm glistening and all that good stuff.
Ooh,
I'm just checking
right
because
light.
we might not remember unless you see a photo, but when President Obama got elected, man, and then from the time he left, those are two different men.
Totally.
Two different men. So I'm just taking a picture. I'm snapping it now. So when I see you in 10 years, so when I see you in 10 years.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I just saw a YouTube video or some video on Facebook where they were talking about this brother in Texas who is like doing hair pieces for black men.
I need that.
Yo, it's crazy. Like, it looks like incredible.
I think my man had a hairline. He had dreads and everything.
Yeah, it was crazy.
He had no hair in the middle. Hooked him up. That gave him the dreads that hang and everything.
Hooked him up. So if things get, my hairline's a little pushed back, but if it gets any farther, I'm calling a brother in Texas and saying, I got it.
So you in the public eye, and you saying this on camera, so there's no shame.
Oh, nah, it's no shame.
I think once you put it out, can't nobody clown you.
Yeah, right.
I told you.
I was put out there first.
Do it.
True politician.
Absolutely.
True politician.
I'm not listening. I don't lie. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
In 5 years, if you see me with an afro, you know where it came from. You know where it came from. But it's holiday season.
Yeah.
It's time to shop. What are we buying like this holiday season? Like, what are you into?
So I am a tech person. I have everything you can think of. I have the headphones. I just got a new pair of Bose headphones. The new ones with the Siri and the...
Wait. Bose got a Siri edition?
Yo, it's crazy. It's funny because my headphones were fine. And then I saw that this had a Siri and it was noise cancellation.
So what you doing with the other ones? Selling them?
It's just at home. It's just at home. So
collecting dust.
Yeah, collecting dust.
Selfish.
So I have, big screen TVs and...
You sound like a Jerell.
TVs.
Big screen TV. Anything. I tell you what I have gotten into. So I've gotten into the smart home. So now I go in my crib and I say, Alexa, I'm home. And all my lights turn on.
That's sexy.
It's awesome.
I like that.
Awesome. And I go to sleep. I say, Alexa, I'm going to sleep. And it turns on a particular radio show. It puts on turns off my lights or dims the lights. Then it turn it off.
I'm hating you right now.
Yeah, it's great. I check it out. It's awesome. And I also like clothes. I like Brooks Brothers and Ralph Lauren and Allen Edmonds. And I just I like quality stuff. Yeah. So I don't believe in getting cheap stuff. I believe in getting good stuff. Like
last.
Yeah, so like my briefcase, my duffel bag, my suitcase are all from this designer called Toomey. And it's just a great designer. It's really good. It's classic. And so I like, classic things that I can keep forever. And that's why I have a MacBook or iMac that's from 2011. But it runs like it's new because I believe in paying for quality and classic things. And so that's my...
I don't know, because you didn't extend your warranty on those old headphones. Them old headphones.
Yeah, the headphones, they just collecting dust because I saw the updated ones. And so I commute to Camden every day. I take the River Line. And so, I want to make sure that I am listening to music in a very good way. So that's why I got the new headphones.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I want to segue into something. Payless played a trick.
I seen that.
Payless played a trick on their customers by changing their name to Payless C or something, right? Yeah. And basically, they sold their customers up to a pair of shoes that cost up to $1,100 that you could have bought from Payless for $35.
Yeah.
I'm not too mad at the customers. At the same time, the shoes is ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, they out here buying them Kanye West sneakers and all these other type of sneakers because of the price of the shoe.
Yeah.
Or who's selling it, whose name is on it.
I do it too, I'm not going to lie. If I'm at Best Buy and I see a TV, I love TVs too. And both of them are 4K, 240 hertz. But one is a Samsung and one is a Polaroid. I might go, well, this is a Samsung. So I'm going to pay $500 more.
But that's smart. Listen, sometimes you got to pay the cost to be the boss.
Absolutely.
And the fact of the matter is certain brands are known for quality and certain brands are not. So I remember when I was fresh out of college and I was broke as hell. And I was broke. I was making no money. I was working in Newark. And I would go buy a pair of shoes. And the shoes from, I don't know, Macy's were crap. Like they were crap. Like literally the holes would be in the shoes and they were just cheap. Now, on the other hand, the shoes I wear now, Allen Edmond, they're excellent. I mean, these shoes are like top of the line. Like they're excellent shoes. Like they're very, very good.
How long you had them?
I've had these shoes for probably like 2 years, but they're like really good shoes. And the name, and it's funny because it's cheaper to get Allen Edmonds and keep them for 2 years than to go to Payless and buy a new pair of shoes every 4 months. And so that's why, as I mentioned, I like quality. If I wanted crap, like for a computer, I would get a Microsoft. What do you call it? Like a
Dell
PC. A Dell. Like
PC?
a Dell. Yeah, Dell's a piece of crap. Now, on the other hand, I can get a Mac and keep it forever. And so that's why I believe in just getting quality, spending the money up front, because sometimes it's very expensive to be cheap.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I'm just now learning that the sneaker game is not about, well, first off, I know that Payless has cheap quality. I've owned a pair to where you just walk in and then the little strings start popping out from the side. I get that. I always just thought that I shop for the beauty of the product.
Yeah.
So I see people walking around here with shoes that I wouldn't purposely purchase. Yeah. But they be like $400 or $500. I'm like, yo, you paid that much for that, but they might be good quality.
Very good. You can keep them forever. So I have a pair of Nikes that I wear. You know what I mean? That I don't wear many sneakers, but when I do, I wear some Nikes, and there's a reason why I'm not wearing. I don't know what's a cheap sneaker.
Vans,
Spaldings, you know, or the Shaquille O'Neal sneaker. You know, nobody wants to wear that stuff because it's not well made. You start getting a shoe with a light in it, and the light goes off after the second day. You know, it's just not a good look.
Wasted your money.
So now you're gonna be spending but $35 every week, and you might as well just bought you a pair of $100 sneakers.
Yeah.
A shout out to Payless for playing tricks on their customers.
Did they get a money back?
They got their money back. Got their money back. But, bro, you walk in a Payless.
I gotta take a percentage off the top.
Somebody please tell me. Somebody please show me a pair of Payless shoes that you would buy for $1,100. They don't own a pair.
But you know what's funny is that when you look at real quality, you generally don't see like a bunch of ostentation. Like you don't see a bunch of stuff. So when you look at my duffel bag, you wouldn't know it's a very expensive duffel bag. It's just made well. And so me, I like that understated stuff. Like I don't want to wear something that is Gucci, like, and it has Gucci all over. Like I look at you look at my wallet, like this wallet is like a really good wallet. It's not like to the untrained eye, you would think, oh, it's just a wallet. But like, nah, it's very well constructed. It's very well built. And so that's why I like to look at things that are not necessarily the brand. The brand has to represent quality, not just the brand being a brand. You know, like I'm not going to buy a suit just because it's Brooks Brothers. No, I'm buying a suit because it represents something that is quality and that, it's going to last me for a long time.
Okay, that's
like
dope.
You try buying a suit at Suit World and see where it is, and it'd be gone in 6 months. Dry clean, the button be falling off, and start changing colors.
I was having this conversation with a friend.
No offense to people who buy suits at Suit
All
World.
offense. We're putting y'all on game. We're putting you on game. I was having a talk with a friend of mine, right? And they were saying how they was upset because their employer dumped some extra work on their desk, right? And they were just like, well, I don't get paid to do somebody else's work.
Yeah.
So it was stuck in my head all week. So I was like, let's bring it to the podcast.
Yeah.
If your employer dumped somebody else's work on you, and let's say it's a different, it's different from what you do, which means if I do this work, I'm going to take something from it, probably add to my resume. Mm-hmm. Are we doing the work without saying, hey, are you doing the work? Or are you like, I'm not doing this until you compensate me?
Well, it depends. So thank God for unions. I'm a big fan of unions. Mm. In my previous job, I was a part of a union. My current job, I'm a part of a union. And the great thing about having a union is you can just say, I ain't doing that shit.
You got somebody to fight for you.
I'm not doing it. And African Americans have the largest percentage of folks in a union. And that's very important for us because it protects us from people being unfair. Mm. So I think it should be up to you. If you don't want to do it, then you shouldn't have to do it. If you're inclined to do so.
If you work for a union.
Yeah, if you're in a union.
If you're in a union.
If you're in a union, you can just file a grievance. So that's where it starts to become where African Americans have to put up with bullshit because they don't have the protection of a union. They don't have the protection of folks who are going to look out and fight for their interests.
Stand up for them.
And so sometimes they have to fall for the okie doke to protect a job that is very tenuous. And so as a teacher, I'm all about helping young people. So if it's an extra opportunity for me to help somebody or that's something that is really needed to be done, I'll do it, but it's up to me. And I'm not going to be bullied or I'm not going to be forced to do something that I want to do. If I do, you'll be hearing from my union rep. In fact, I am a union rep in my building. So,
So what about this though, right? You take on the work and you say, okay, I'm going to do it. And you become good at it. Yeah. And then you go to your employer, or you go to your employer a few months down the line and say, listen, not only can I do my job well, I can also now do this job well. Yeah. What's good with a promotion? What about taking that route?
Oh yeah.
Do you have faith in that route though? Route?
Well, I think that it all depends. I think that you can't paint a broad brush because what happens is people start playing you like you sweet and then they actually start using you. And so they start looking at you as the person who is going to do all the extra stuff for free. Like, I'm not about that life. And people who are about that life generally find their kindness being mistaken for weakness. And so for me, I would err on the side of caution and do the job that you're paid to do. Now, if you have the kind of relationship that you believe that your extra work won't be for naught, then by all means, do it. But if not, I would just say, nah, I'm good. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, it kind of remind me of just this Friday. They tried to get me to work on Saturday. Yeah. And I was just like, nah, I'm not doing it. And they tried to come back and ask me different type of ways. Yeah. I'm like, I got plans. Yeah. I'm not coming into work. They're like, well, what you got to do? And what time do you got to do it? And can we get you to come in at this time?
So what happens is, and what they would do is this. Once they know that they can punk you, once they know that they can basically get you to do things you don't want to do, it becomes a continual issue. They start doing the shit all the time. And so it's better to nip it in the bud. Don't do it at all.
Sometimes I'll just be saying no just because I can. Yep. Like, I don't work at a union, because I don't work for a union job.
Whatever happened to just no.
No, I don't work for it.
Because at first, because I ain't been working there that long, so it was like, nah, I can't.
So that's your thinking, right?
Yeah.
I got to impress y'all.
Right. I haven't been working here this long, so if I say no, they probably won't come to me, or if I want something from them, they probably won't give it to me. Nah. But then it got to a point where I was like, nah, I can't do it. And then it was like somebody, like one of the henchmen came up and asked me, I was like, nope. Then the supervisor came up, I'm like, nah. Then he was like, what do you got to do? I'm like, I just can't come. I can't come to work.
Yo, listen, this is the
What about I don't want to come to
work?
I don't want to come to work. No is a complete sentence. That's what I'm learning in politics. That's another thing I'm learning in politics. No in anything other than yes is no. That's what it is. If somebody...
That's true. Say that one more time. Run that back.
No and everything other than yes is no.
It's a no.
I don't have to explain myself. That's one good thing about being, in my position. I get to vote on things. And I don't have to explain myself. to anybody.
That's love right there.
I just, and here's the thing. I can do things based on what my constituents need. I had an opportunity to run into an angry constituent a couple months ago. And she walked up to me, shaking her hand, shaking her finger.
You got the Obama treatment.
Yeah, at the airport. Literally, I got the Obama treatment. I got it. And this woman walked up to me. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. And she was really rude.
Was she white?
Yeah, she was white. Yeah.
Good question. Good question.
Count the gray hairs on your head, man. You gonna be bald soon.
Yeah, she was. She walked up to me. Oh, you were wrong, blah, blah, blah. And I had to tell her, I said, hey, I don't wake up in the morning before I make a decision and say, gee, I wonder what you think.
Yeah, what you right?
I wonder what Jen would do.
With your cup of Joe in your head.
I wonder what she would do. But I think that, you definitely want to be accountable to your constituency because I'm going to be asking these people in 4 years to vote for me again. So I definitely take into what they have to say into consideration. I definitely take their opinions and I definitely ask. But at the end of the day,
just don't compromise your values.
I'm not compromising my values. That's something I didn't do, I'm not going to do, and I won't do.
Piggybacking off of that, shouldn't no just be a sentence everywhere?
Yeah, no.
Everywhere. I mean,
why is no so bad? It got a negative connotation.
Nah.
If I say no to you, I'm a bad person.
First off, you're a bad person, and the why not? What do you?
What do you mean? Why not?
Here's another thing about politics, and this is something that I've experienced. You're everybody's friend when you do what they want you to do.
Mm-hmm.
You are the man when you do what people want you to do. Now, the moment you don't do something, then you're a bad guy.
This is life gems.
Yeah. It is.
Man.
And so what you have to do, what you have to get into your head is you have to do things and understand that some people are going to like it and some people won't, and that you're making a decision for the right reasons. Right. And so you have to do that because if not, there's always going to be people who are not going to like something that you do. They're going to disagree with a decision that you made. And what I encourage those people to do, particularly the people who are really passionate or get really angry and really become irate and belligerent, is that I encourage you to run for office. Mm-hmm. I encourage you to put your hat in the ring so you can make a decision.
You sound real impassioned. Yeah.
So I want you to get involved. It may be good. I'm going to beat you. Ooh. But I encourage you to get involved because some people just want you to be a mouthpiece. Some people just want you to do what they want you to do.
Yeah, want you to do that.
I don't roll that way.
I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you get up out of here. It's almost your time. But I just want to ask one question. You ain't got to answer it.
Sure. What's up?
What happened to the young lady you was talking about earlier?
It just didn't work out.
She was bad.
She was bad. I will say this: as a politician, as a teacher, as a professor, as somebody who is active in the community, takes a lot of your time. Right. So I got a lot of phone numbers in here that I haven't done a good job with responding to. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm out here doing the people's business. I'm out here trying to help Trenton, people's champ. Mm-hmm. And so I'll get back to you. I promise. Because I got a whole bunch of phone numbers that I just do a bad job of just keeping in touch. Like,
are you sure you want that on recorded?
Oh, no, it's true. I'm sorry. I feel bad.
You got to be true.
I feel bad.
Got to be true.
Listen, here's the thing. Actually, Doug Palmer told me this yesterday. He said, I'm too old to lie.
Absolutely.
Because what happens is when you start lying, you have to start remembering stories. And then you have to start remembering the way you said it and how you said it. So the truth is just easier to say. So I can say in my 5 months as an elected official, I have told the truth. Because I find that to be the easiest way to get things done. I tell the truth all the time, but especially in my functions and responsibilities as a city council person, I always try to stand firmly grounded in the truth.
Last question, then I'm going to let you go.
Yes, sir.
Just piggybacking off what you just said, these questions just come into my head.
Oh, yeah, epiphanies,
for future relationship advice for yourself and for other politicians, do you think that it's best to date somebody that's in the same profession?
No, I wouldn't want my wife or my girlfriend anywhere involved in politics.
You need that balance. Gotta have that balance.
Because here's the thing: when I go home, I don't want to talk about politics.
Gotta have that balance.
When I go home, and then you look at the Bill and Hillary thing. It's a model that I don't think works because you start competing with each other. And so I want my girlfriend to be in something totally different. My ex-girlfriend was in public health. So I had no idea what public health was. I didn't know anything about it. And I liked it that way. So that, she has her lane. I got my lane.
Y'all can meet in the middle.
We can meet in the middle.
Okay.
And plus, as a politician, you don't make a lot of money. And I want my girl to make a whole lot of money. So I'm cool with her. Lawyer, doctor, whatever, pharmaceutical, whatever. I prefer that because one of us, I'm doing the people's business and you ain't going to get rich doing that.
Absolutely.
So I need one of us to. So, shout out to the women making big dollars. I like that.
So we got to let Councilman go.
Yes.
We're going to pay some bills. We'll be right back, though. Me and the Don Macalicious.
It's good seeing everybody.
But, yeah. We'll be back.
I'll be back.
Hey, thanks for coming. Hey, you will be back. Episode 80, 114.
Absolutely. 130 something.
130 something. Yeah.
Listen. Trenton, I love you.
And I'm going to count your gray hairs.
I'm working hard. I'm working hard on your behalf. And I just want you to pray for me. And I want you to vote for me in 4 years. Thank you very much.
And count his gray hairs.
Yeah, I got like one over here. But
we'll be back. All right. And we are back, man. Jerell Blakeley, Councilman, has stepped away. But in the building, we got DJ Big Jae, man. What's going on? From Not Safe From Work podcast and the Town podcast.
What's good?
Audio Fam Network support. Appreciate you coming through.
In the building, baby.
Yeah. So let's get into it, man. Fresher fiasco, man. The Sandra Bland documentary will be released this Monday on HBO.
Tomorrow.
Fresher fiasco tomorrow. So when y'all hear this tonight, Fresher fiasco. I'll go first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go fiasco. Fiasco because it just seems like that's all we get is documentaries. We don't get justice. We still don't know what actually really, really, really happened. But we're going to get a documentary that's going to come out just to piss us off. Just so we can be reminded that, when the boys pull up next to you, you just don't know what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. So I would want justice and a documentary, if a documentary is even necessary. More than likely, I want to know what really happened with Sandra Bland. So I'm gonna go fiasco. Stop throwing his bones, man. Give us justice.
I was gonna say fresh, because
then I broke it down.
Yeah. You broke it down, and it had me thinking about the Trayvon Martin documentary. And I was pissed. I was
They
hot.
just made you watch it.
And I thought I was gonna get something from it, but what I got from it was the prosecution was horrible, and they're the reason why he got off. And it was nothing we could do about it. So the documentary was just, but I am still gonna watch it. Hopefully I don't get too upset, but you name me one documentary. I want to know. I want to get more information than I already had. So
you name me one slavery movie, one documentary movie like that ain't piss you off.
Yeah, true.
What you got, Big Jae? I think he changed his mind.
Nah, I changed it. You know what it is, yo? I'm gonna say, I can't say both.
So you kind of like
if it's fresh and fiasco, break it down.
It's fresh and fiasco. First of all, it's who's doing it. From whose perspective is it coming from? Mm-hmm. It's fresh because to those who aren't aware or up on the situation, believe it or not, there are some people who still they've heard about it, but they don't know too much of it. You get what I'm saying? That it gives them a chance to look into it. It also gives the other side, the others, the white folks, or the people who, the racists, the red hatters. It gives them, a look at seeing like, all right, put yourself in a situation or put one of your loved ones in a situation. Right. So it's one of those fresh situations. Also for the younger generation, because now it's documented, it's out there.
Yeah.
So now it's history lessons,
and we need that.
So 10 years from now, that's a documentary that'll be played in school. Lord willing, that situations change. You get what I'm saying? So it's something that's always documented. Fiasco, because like you said, it's almost like it's a mush in the face. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? It's we know what happened. Now you just want to keep bringing it up. So I get you guys' point of view. It's almost like you know what happened. You know what's bad. You know what's not for us. You get what I'm saying? Like it's all negative. Like we know. You get what I'm saying?
I'm gonna go.
It's like knowing your girl cheated, but then seeing the text messages. Mm. You get what I'm saying? Like I know you
just rubbing it in.
Now you're seeing the proof. So it's just like I'm not gonna watch it, but
I'm gonna go fresh and fiasco just like you. Because if you actually think about it in the long haul, when we got history books, can you imagine, the people when, these events happened at that time, they probably like, well, why? I don't want to read this. I just saw it last week. But a few hundred years from now, people like us, we read the history books and we're reminded of what happened.
Correct.
So you're right. It might benefit the ones after us,
in the long
and even
run,
the younger ones. But as far as us in this table,
we're in it already. We
in it. You telling me something I already know.
Correct.
So I get it. So I guess we gonna tiptoe on that Fresh and Fiasco. I think that was the first one where we all kind of was just like,
I'm glad to be a part of that.
It's Fresh and Fiasco.
Yeah.
It's the
I'm making history. I'm making history.
It's the first one. Fresh or Fiasco, man. I think I can pronounce this guy name right. Elon Musk.
Okay.
Elon Musk.
Elon.
ELON. He says nobody ever changed the world working 40 hours a week, and he suggests to work 80 hours a week. Fresh or Fiasco?
I'm going to go with Fiasco on that because it all depends on what 80 hours he's talking about. If you're working 40 at your job and then another 40, on yourself, your business, your brand, what you got going on for yourself, I'll go Fresh with that. But if he's talking about at your job, work 80 hours a week, straight Fiasco. Nobody's doing that.
I highly doubt he cares about what you got going on.
Exactly.
Right?
So
I don't know who he is.
we gonna look him up, but he's wild for that.
This is why I need somebody to sit here and fact check me.
He's wild for that. He's wild for that because I'm not working on 80 hours.
Y'all gonna Google it. His name is ELON Musk. MU.
My Google might not work too fast.
But
yeah, I'm definitely going with Fiasco on that if he's talking about working 80 hours at your job.
Let me see.
I'm gonna go. He's the CEO of Tesla.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. Same.
I think he might have been talking about 40 hours on your job and 40 hours on yourself because he built his own brand.
Correct.
So I think that's what he's talking about. He had to have a job before.
In the entrepreneur world, it's because they tell you it's the programming. I'm going to say on the same thing you said. If he's talking about either 80 on your own brand or 40 or whatever, but must work a 40 on 40 at your job, 40 on your own brand, that is Fresh. It's true. Like they say,
don't give your
work
job
80
up.
hours a week, a couple of years to set your life up straight instead of working 40 hours a week for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? So it's, hey man,
all depends on how you look at it, man.
It's 10,000 hours, man. Like it's like in a book Outliers, 10,000 hours. They say everyone who is great at something put in 10,000 hours. So 80 hours working, focusing on what you do that'll support your family. Oh yeah, Fresh.
I'm gonna go Fiasco because I don't really think he cares about what we do on our personal time. I think he's just like, let's put these people to work 80 hours for our brand. Because you think about it, we talked about this with Republicans and Democrats, and I don't know if he's a Republican, but more than likely, when you are the CEO of a luxurious company, you favor the Republicans because of the laws that they grant for you.
Not all companies.
Not all companies, but to me, in my head, I'm going to assume you're a Republican until you prove me otherwise. And that might not be right, but
that's you.
That's me. So with that being said, they want, and like I said, we just talked about this, about doing more work and doing somebody else's job. They want you to do double the work because they don't feel like they have to bring in more employees. That's more insurance they got to pay out. That's more money they got to pay out. So we just want the people that's already here to put more work in. And that's the type of time I think he's on. But if he is talking about work 40 for a company and 40 on yourself, that is a beautiful idea. And 40 for myself would be, gym, kickboxing, producing, and all of those natures into one. And I think that if I actually did get it as close to 40 as possible, I think we all be sharp if we actually use that time.
Because you're becoming a master at something, man. You putting them hours in.
And you think that because at my job, when I walk in, it's dark. When I leave, it's dark.
Yep.
I gotta retrain myself to be like, I still got plenty of time for me.
Plenty of time
For myself. So,
bro, people, fucking robots. We see videos every day. People keep talking this $15 minimum wage and all of this shit. Even a common mind, anyone will know if I'm paying 100 employees $10 an hour, and now I gotta raise everybody $5. No,
it's not happening.
Go ahead, bring in these 75 robots. bring in these 75 robots.
Y'all better be working on your brand now.
We're going to let 25 of y'all stay. You get what I'm saying? Hey, listen, all these CEOs out here, they want you to overwork. You know
Absolutely.
You see how Amazon is. Talk to anybody that's worked at Amazon. Anybody. This shit is crazy.
Fresh or fiasco? And this is a goodie. Kawhi Leonard signs a deal with New Balance. Fresh or fiasco? I'm going to go first on this one because I'm just so confused. He has not made a tweet since 2015. He does not own an Instagram account. He has zero personality. If I'm New Balance and I want to put my foot in the market, a la what's Steph Curry shoe sneaker brand? Under Armour, right? Yeah. And we all laughed at that. But Steph Curry, kids love Steph Curry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Best player in the league the last 10 years. You can argue that. Makes sense. But New Balance, known for the white sneaker with the N on the side, chooses Kawhi Leonard to lead them into new pasture. Fiasco. I don't get it.
To the promised land.
I don't get it. You want Kawhi Leonard to lead you to the promised land? Please explain to me. Because when you think about New Balance, you're going to clown on, right? At least have an athlete that can carry it. Did we even know that he was part of the Jordan brand? No. Because nobody's rocking the Jordan Kawhi Leonards. If you are, you didn't know. You thought they was Jordans.
Yeah, it crossed my path once.
Nobody's wearing anything outside of Jordans that's a part of Jordans, bro.
You're not wearing no mellows.
Then
name 5 basketball players that signed under Jordan.
I think that as far as regular athletic wear, but listen though, I think out of athletic wear, no. But if you playing ball, you might copy a pair of Mellows. I'm just saying to play ball, not to just rock. Nobody's rocking Mellows right now. In December,
he had a wave. He had a little wave. He had a little wave. I'll give you that. When Mello kicks, this was back when I used to work. I was assistant manager at Finish Line. He had a little wave, but then you had to combine. You had to take a Jordan retro and give it the Mello name because of the color. I'm gonna say, based on New Balance brand,
maybe that's who they are.
Everybody in the hood has had a pair of New Balance. I think it was the 590s. I think I remember that. I remember that wave also when these had different colors, all types of different.
I still got a pair of them. I had like 4. Yeah, I still got a pair now.
Being the face of the brand,
That's the hard part.
But wait, though.
That's the hard part.
Nah. Of the basketball world, nah. But if he on some fashion stuff, because
not even him,
they be having. I'm gonna go fiasco. I don't want to have to explain why I'm going fiasco, but I'm going fiasco.
I think it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Yo.
I think, listen, Kim Bella had on New Balances when Joel's proposed. Everybody wears New Balances. I get that. But on the basketball court?
It's not happening.
It's not happening.
Nah, absolutely.
But is Kawhi that player to bring him out, though?
No.
Kawhi.
It ain't about whether he
has to go to LA next year.
Whether he's on Instagram or anything.
He has to go to LA next year.
What is he going to say, though? I wear New Balances. It's not, no.
Hey, yo, did you hear the story how Nike lost Steph Curry?
I heard it, but I don't remember. You got a fresh memory because I know
it was. I think it was the scripture, and the pitch that the slideshow that they put together for him, they used for another athlete, had a different athlete's name.
Ooh.
So everything was Steph Curry. But on a little fine, print. It was another player.
Read the fine print. It's imperative.
Ooh, savage.
Him and his agent got up and walked out.
I would too.
Yeah.
You're not going to disrespect.
And then Under Armour going to throw me 300? Yeah, good.
And you put the scripture on the sneakers?
Son, hey, listen. Let me tell you something. What's Steph Curry just signed? $200 million? I got a $300 sneaker deal. Had previous contracts before then. Shout out to Steph. He ain't missing no meals, man.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I think we all got fiasco on that.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to touch on something real quick. And I'm going to get y'all good brothers out of here, man. But it's the Christmas season.
Yeah, all right.
But there seems to be a lot of controversy going around Christmas specials. The Charlie Brown Christmas is coming to fire. I think, what's the black kid's name? Because I don't really watch Charlie Brown.
I don't know.
But apparently the scene, it was actually a Christmas special where the kid is actually sitting by himself and everybody's like unified on the other side. So you got that situation. You got Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer being called problematic, where the Rudolph has to wear a cover over his nose to fit in with the other reindeers. And there's a scene in the show where the father rejects the mother's help because it's a man's job. Christmas Story.
Bruh.
TV, wait. Christmas Story. Wait. The Christmas Story. The Christmas Story, TBS is threatening or possibly will not air because of the bullying scene.
I watch that every year.
TBS probably won't air it because of the bullying scene.
What about TNT?
I thought it only came on TBS.
I know, but you can go to a different network.
Well, I don't know. What are our thoughts on this? Like I said, Christmas is under fire.
Can I?
And I think that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer came out in like the 60s.
Can I?
Go ahead.
Can I? America needs to chill the entire fuck out.
Goodness, yo.
Too sensitive. This is the problem with kids now. This is the problem with people now. Social media and people's Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook. They need to chill the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
Like they really need to chill the fuck out. Like on some real shit. Like it's becoming too sensitive. Like the bullying scene. Teach your kids stop being a pussy. Like it's don't hit back. No, I had to talk with somebody else. We was talking about kids hitting each other back because of bullying. Create your paper trail now. Listen, teach. Jerell hit me. Oh, you'll be all right. You guys are just playing. All right.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Why'd you hit Jerell? Because I told you the first time he hit me.
And you ain't doing anything about it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So, we're not going to air a great show? Like, it's a tradition for some people.
I watch it every year.
You're not because of the bullying scene? He fought back.
He got his ass.
But not Ralphie. What was his name?
I don't know what my man name was.
Ralphie was.
The first time watching it was last year.
The dude that Ralphie beat up.
Something's wrong with you. You can't keep it shuffle and you just...
You can't keep it shuffle?
Something's wrong with you, bro.
Listen, man.
I don't know what it is. All right, so the Rudolph story. You get what I'm saying? Like, he had a red nose, so he couldn't fit in with all the reindeers, but now he's the fucking lead. Yeah. He's the lead reindeer.
It was a good story at the end.
Right, and that's the thing.
That's everything. Yeah. That's fucking everything. And now the Charlie Brown shit. All right, I kind of...
Yeah. All right, I got nothing for you, Charlie.
Why y'all leave my man on the side?
There was no happy ending to that.
But it is what the fuck it is, man. America's too fucking soft, yo.
You can't, like he's saying, you can't turn a blind eye to it. It's what's happening, but you got to find ways around it, find ways to deal with it. But taking the stuff off the air is not helping. It's putting a Band-Aid on it. It's not adjusting anything. It's not doing anything for the situation. I didn't look at that bullying. I looked at the bullying scene like, it's about time. It's about time he hit back. His mom saying, it's okay, don't hit back. And she even came and got him. You know what I'm saying? But everybody was happy. Yeah, everybody was happy when it happened. So I just think, man, we can learn from it.
That's what needs to happen.
Instead of snatching it away and just forgetting about it, like they try to do it all our history, just forget about stuff. We take it and we learn from it. We do something about it.
You just made a good point because they are really trying to take away with our history, and they're trying to take away that type of history. And I think that in 2018 going forward, the narrative needs to be, they're trying to create the narrative that it should just be all love for one, which we would love, but that's just not reality. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and the Christmas Story didn't create bullying or being problematic. Nah. They're telling true stories. Yeah. And they're also showing you that the good person wins at the end.
Correct.
You know, so there's nothing wrong. So for them to have a bullying scene, guess what? That's real life. Mm-hmm. There's real live bullies in school. And the Christmas Story might have showed you a certain way how this person handled it. Mm-hmm. It might not be the best way. Rudolph, like you said, Jay, is now the lead reindeer. Mm-hmm. And if you see any reindeer sleigh,
the reindeer homies up with
if you see any reindeer sleigh to this day and Rudolph not in the front, we got a problem. Yeah.
Exactly.
Where's Rudolph?
He got songs. Comet don't got songs. Dasher don't. Nah, they get mentioned. They get honorable mentions. Rudolph, you feel me? Did you hear about the Lion King? She bad too. Hey, cutie. Sorry, y'all.
You look, yeah.
My man, Shorty.
Did you hear about the Lion King?
About Scar being dark skinned?
Nah, hell no.
Okay, well, what is it?
They're leaving Be Prepared out.
I heard about that Scar song.
Yep.
But here's my thing, though.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because the end when they were marching, it looked like the Nazi. So
how do you feel about that,
Gotcha.
though? Whoa, can't they take that part out, though?
They took. Apparently, they are.
I'm saying
no. That part out. That's the movie.
I'm saying the song. If you don't want them to march,
Can you make it look different?
They're remaking.
You know what I'm saying?
So
make it look different. Don't make it look like the Nazis, Germans doing their thing. Don't make it look like that.
Did any of us peep that when we watched the movie, though?
No, I didn't peep. I was singing the song.
Yeah, that's my shit.
It's about to go down. Like, it's about to
I'll
go
keep it a
down.
book.
No,
I saw the beginning. I saw the article where it said a song is missing and it's got everybody mad. In my head, before I clicked on, I said, well, it better not be Hakuna Matata. It better not be.
That ain't controversial.
I can't wait to be king. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I didn't know why
exactly.
they was removing it. So to me, Scar song is official, but I think that the four that they have was my four favorite endings. So I ain't bugging. At the same time, why they're touching that? It's these millennials, man. It's whoever it is these days who's peeping it, and they on song. Oh, this is problematic.
It's not for y'all.
This is homophobic. This is.
Y'all, anybody bringing y'all kids to see it?
No. Bro, my daughters are older, so
Yeah.
they might.
They've been watching it
with me. I'm looking at people weird.
Yeah.
Here's my thing.
I'm going to see that shit at like 10 o'clock, bro.
They can come. They can come if they want, but the Lion King is for us.
Lion King ain't for y'all.
Facts.
Aladdin's not for y'all.
Nope.
Lion King's not for y'all. Shit, no.
Speaking of that, though, and I want to touch on this as well. The Black Panther got a lot of backlash when it came out because of how great it was. Well, I'm glad you on that type of time because how good it was. Because it was like, oh, you can go see the Black Panther, you can go see this. And why is the Black Panther getting all this attention?
How you was getting divided by
we don't want to see the Sandra Bland story, or y'all don't want to see it. The same reason nobody wanted to see the Trayvon Martin story.
It just pisses you off. It makes you mad.
Nobody like I understand history. I understand that. We need to learn history. Blase, blase, blah. Whatever. This is entertainment. I'm not paying to go be depressed.
Yeah.
I'll wait for it to come out on TV when I want to when I want to educate myself or re-educate myself, or if I'm in that energy and I want to find. I don't want to. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not my choice. I'm not going to go.
Let me be entertained. That's the fucking problem. People don't understand. It's entertainment. It was created to entertain.
So here's my thing: if y'all thought that the Black Panther was something, wait till the Lion King
this
come out.
about to be.
Listen, that's going to shut down everything. So once again, if you hated how we loved the Black Panther and how we didn't support other movies that should have been supported, you're going to hate.
I just think it's stupid because we talk about being together, right? That does nothing but cause division. So if I'm going to tell people I'm from Wakanda, but they say, well, you ain't from Selma, like that's causing tension between two of us. It's causing division.
It's people too fucking woke.
Yo, relax.
It's okay to go to sleep. You don't have to be that woke. Everything doesn't require a woke response.
Exactly, how long have you been woke today?
Exactly, man. Bro, chill the fuck out.
You know you need 8 hours of sleep, right?
But you don't understand the underlining. Man, shut the fuck up. Wakanda, baby.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
A fictional character and all. It's like, all right,
entertainment.
You gotta hit him with the what's his name? M'Baku? Are you done? Are you done?
Nah, you gotta yawn first. Yeah.
Are you done?
Fire,
Shut
man.
the fuck up. I don't want to hear that right now.
All right, man.
But that's crazy though. But I'm very upset that it's now.
Okay,
I'm upset. Like we're looking. We're digging too fucking deep. It's entertainment. Like we're digging too deep. It's we can't air this because of that, or you can't do that. We got to take this
back to what you said about being too sensitive.
It's too sensitive.
Being too sensitive because somebody's gonna catch it, and then they're gonna tell the world, it's gonna spread like wildfire. Now have everybody thinking, oh yeah, he might be right. I'm taking that out.
We're raising our kids to be pussies.
Yeah,
and just like I was saying, if you guys are remaking the movie, you can remake the scene. You don't have to march Nazi style. If that was even the case. Now
everything in the Jungle Book wasn't like it was in the cartoon.
Right.
But who wrote? Is the Lion King written and produced and directed by a black? I don't think it is. I think the Black Panther was the first of its kind.
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
So I don't know who wrote the Lion King, but it's kind of like a black movie. So I don't know if they kind of snuck it in there. I don't know. But at the end of the day, they can recreate that scene.
They can definitely.
That's all they gotta do.
Now, my question is for the people who've seen it on Broadway. is that scene in Broadway. You get what I'm saying? Like, is that scene in Broadway? People,
I think that song's still in there. The song definitely got to be in there.
This is the first time that I've heard that it's being removed, so it's got to be live, performed live, Broadway, and all of that.
people had a problem with Hamilton.
I never was saying. I know
Well,
what Hamilton is,
because
but I
they
never
got
see it.
all like it's diverse now. Got black people
No,
and everything.
because they're rapping.
Yeah.
I've heard people have issue with that.
Of course.
Culture appropriation or a culture appropriating is now the new word of 2018 and moving forward. It's only going to get worse.
It's only going to get worse. It's
only going to get
as
worse.
far as the Lion King, the Christmas specials, like me, I've always said this on my shows. One of my superpowers is understanding why somebody did something. It could be the worst thing, but I can be like, I kind of get why you was doing it, and I get why you guys are doing this, but we don't agree, don't make sense. Especially like Jay said, Charlie Brown, we get it.
I get it.
But as far as the Christmas story, as far as Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the Lion King, and things going forward, where okay, maybe there was a Nazi march, but guess who won at the end? The good guys.
8 o'clock.
You want a Nazi march? The good guys still won.
Everything ain't fucking rainbows and sunshine.
Nope. Life is not. All I know is 8 o'clock, December 24th, TBS. I want to be watching the Christmas Story.
You think so?
I want to be watching.
BT, pick that up, BT. I mean, sure, y'all pick up everything else, bro. Bro,
Hey, yo.
have y'all watched the award show?
No.
That shit is on BT, MTV, MTV Jams. It's everywhere.
I think I stopped watching it when I saw 106 and Park host at MTV. I said, "Oh no, it's over,
bro." I'm telling you,
we not even beefing no more.
Listen, yo, listen. Understand something. BT, pick up the Christmas Story, pick up the Charlie Brown shit, pick up Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, whatever.
Got his back.
You get what I'm saying? Like, just pick it up. That shit is crazy, yo. Why are we
having this discussion about this? Why are we even? You know what I'm saying? Why is this even a topic?
You know what it is? Because it's getting worse. Everything
is getting worse.
It's getting worse. 2019 is not going to be good. Because now you can't say certain shit, you can't do certain shit, you can't everything is now going to be looked at like kind of crazy. Like it's just weird. Like I don't want to see the Kareem Hunt video.
You didn't see it?
No,
I seen it.
It happened in February. We're in December.
And the video made me mad.
November.
The video made me mad.
Not saying he was right for what he did. But
I think, to be honest, for the punishment he got, like I was telling him, I don't think he did enough.
But not to bring that up,
of course,
but now it's almost like we can't speak on certain shit because it's not just one person that you're gonna have an issue with. You get what I'm saying? It's not two people. We have a platform. You're gonna get backlash for everybody. I guarantee you. Give it 2 weeks. Rick Ross is going to get some shit for his last line on Meek Mill album.
I got to listen to that again. I didn't hear it. He got something for. He got
Purple
some shit
hair
for.
going to have them faggots on your back. Just because of that F word, they're going to tear Rick Ross up.
He got some heat for talking about putting something in a person's drink.
Oh, he ain't even know it. He lost the Reebok deal, but I think he lost the Reebok deal. But once again, it was one of those situations where you can't.
Yeah,
we knew what he meant. Even though it was fucked up, put Molly on the champagne, she ain't even know it. Bad line, bro.
Yeah,
horrible line.
Whoa. Your engineer was supposed to stop. No.
We can't run that.
No. You get what I'm saying? No. It's just like what they were saying with Kanye. Kanye had to have somebody walking with him, pluck him in his fucking forehead. No, you can't say that.
Right.
Shut up. Like T.I. said, he just needed someone to articulate it for him.
Right.
Rick Ross shouldn't have said that line. Now, I'm pretty sure they're going to jump on him because you can't, if you don't agree with it, you're homophobe.
Yep.
If you say a certain word wrong, you're homophobe. You can't speak on things women go through because we don't understand a woman's body. But women do it all the time to us. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
you stepping into a portal right now.
Yeah,
brother.
But it's like it's you can't. It's now you can't say your. If people understood what go through my mind sometimes, everyone would be mad at me.
Because this is not the time for it.
Because it's either not the time or, prime example, Charlemagne. Charlemagne said what he said. If 6ix9ine beats these charges, I'll suck his dick.
Yeah. Pause.
Pause.
Super pause.
Super pause.
I think I know what he
pause,
meant by
whatever.
that,
Yeah.
meaning it's never going to happen. He's not going to beat these charges.
Thank you. Extreme.
But I'm not.
Yeah.
But why is he saying that though?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
We get it.
extra.
We get it. He's
Now-
not beating these charges, and if he do,
No way.
Now listen to the Joe Budden podcast, and I bring this up a lot. They was just like, Charlemagne has a lot of hats.
facts.
Is he an activist? Is he is he being radio personality? Is he being a podcaster? Is he being an author? What is he doing? So now, depending on what you're doing, being an entrepreneurship and just working for yourself or being a creative, you can't have a certain opinion because now you risk threat of losing business or losing followers, losing fans.
Mm-hmm.
So if I say, oh, well, what Charlemagne said was cool because we knew what he meant, then now you got the super homophobic brothers. Nah, you don't joke like that. You don't do that.
Mhm.
Right.
Da-da-da. You have other people saying, yeah, I mean, oh, is he clowning gay people? Is he, you get what I'm saying? Or you have people already accusing him of being gay. I listened to his book. And he even, like, if you know Charlemagne's going to say whatever he wants.
Right.
Regardless of the backlash, he's going to say whatever he wants. Everyone's entitled to an opinion. But now it's just like you have a lot to lose. There's a potential for you having a lot to lose because you voiced your opinion, which you have every right to.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have people telling you don't do that because you're this. Oh, you can't say that because you have a New York Yankees hat. You represent the Yankees. You can't say how you really feel.
It's-
You got to take it.
It's going to get there. And Charlemagne been receiving backlash ever since that situation came up with where they said he sexually assaulted a woman. So I think he should
Which
know.
he talked about in his book.
But
The first book.
he talked about it, right? And he got swept under the rug. But the second that it gets to certain people and they put fire to it, like we be like, bro, I told you.
But I told you about it. So
But-
you're not paying attention.
When it reaches, but just like we were saying, the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Charlie Brown, and the Christmas Story has been out for a long time. It's been in our face.
Didn't reach the right people.
When the right people watched it, they set fire to it. Now it's just like, now the narrative is being changed. And we like, man. And that's what with Charlemagne. I tried to beat y'all to it. I'm telling y'all, this is what happened. And then it went on deaf ears. And then a group of people got to it. Charlemagne's a rapist. Bring, like the fire alarm goes off. So when a certain people grab something, it's a wrap.
That's what I mean. And that's what I mean. It's like people, it's crazy, yo. People got these cults out here, these cult followings, and it is bad. Like, I get yelled at all the time. Shout out my man Iron Mike. Iron Mike will pluck me on my forehead through text message every time I speak on marriage on my Facebook. He was like, yo, bro, you can't voice your opinion on marriage and you're expecting people to book you to DJ their wedding. My views on your marriage and my views on DJing is completely different.
Right.
But people
It's two
are so
different hacks.
fucking stupid that they can't.
They can't separate the two.
You get what I'm
Because it's two
saying?
different
I wouldn't
hats. I'm
say
DJing.
stupid, but you do know who's picking. Like, see, for us as men in marriage, right, and women in marriage, more than likely
It's the bride.
the bride.
Yeah.
So if you have negative views on something that she thinks the world of, it's gonna. So I get what DJ Mike is playing. Now, if I was picking you, if the rooms was picking you, we ain't paying attention to what you're saying. Is the track list dope? Bring it in.
Correct.
But the
Everybody wants to
bride,
dance it.
the bride
Yes,
wants to know.
yeah.
She wants everything to go around her.
Like she marrying her
Oh,
tonight too.
You know, I don't feel the love from him.
And I get it. Like I get it. I understand it, but it's almost like it's crazy. So now it's like, you know what I mean? Like Drake said, a wise man once said nothing at all.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's
like
going to
when
get to that
people-
point where us as men won't be able to say, us
You can't
straight
say
men,
shit.
straight men won't be able to say a thing.
can't say shit.
It's getting there.
You can't say shit.
Unless we're critiquing ourselves. And that's kind of like where the podcast brothers is at, to where like we'll critique men, fathers. We won't really go into that avenue of, well, women shouldn't do that and women shouldn't do this unless there's a woman here to answer that. Because, you know, I've been there where we be called dumb jocks. We don't know what we're talking about, or we cutting y'all off because y'all don't know what you're talking about. For example, we haven't touched on this, but I'm pretty sure we have been not victims, but we have done it. You've done it. Everybody's done it. Call women females. There's something going on where there's a group of women across the United States who don't want to be called females. You heard about this.
What's
My
that
old
about?
manager at T-Mobile, he don't like when I call females females.
But
what's that about?
Well, I can't truly break it down, but it's about I can't really truly break
It's
it
like
down.
disrespecting.
All right, so, it's disrespect. All right, so the way that he explained it is female. The word female has been used on things that have holes.
Yeah.
So like the mic cord. So this cord right here is
a male and a female
XLR.
Yeah.
Because it has holes that the pins inside this mic, it goes inside. Your electrical outlet. That's called a female electrical outlet because it has holes. So now it's objective. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wow.
But once again, it's one of those
things you gotta separate.
It's one of those separations.
You can't
like
merge the two.
We've been programmed male, female. Male mic.
Mm-hmm.
I need a female XLR to go into a male microphone. Male. They don't say it, but it's going to a mic. I just need a female XLR. Male because it has pins. So I need a male to female XLR. Mm-hmm. One side has pins, the other side has holes.
Now, can you imagine? Can you imagine us starting the podcast 2-3 episodes in, and we talking about females? People are listening to us calling us dumb, homophobic, problematic jocks. You understand what I'm saying? But we don't know that that's a word that doesn't be used. Because I've asked women in the city of Trenton, how you feel about being called a female? And they like, bro, that's what I am. So it's not for everybody. I've asked them.
People are just too fucking woke.
Too woke.
Because somebody in Ohio,
that's my first time ever hearing that.
Somebody in Ohio would be like, yo, Donovan's a problem. He's like, I'm not listening to their show because they use the word female. And that's actually what's going on with basically men based or uneducated. I wouldn't say uneducated because once again, if we're in the city of Trenton and I'm asking the women around here, how do you feel about the word female? And they go, well, that's who I am. And they looking at me like, where'd you get that dumb shit from?
Why would you ask?
They looking at me like, bro, don't ask me no dumbass questions like that.
It's like the term bitch.
Bro, we spent our whole lives trying to watch that. I shouldn't call her a bitch.
Yeah.
Now it's, wait a minute. I've heard people say they'd rather be called a bitch than a female. That's where we're at. That's
crazy.
That's where we're at.
I've had to talk dudes, not off the ledge, but I've had to explain myself to some dudes up north because I would say bitch a lot. And it'd be cool, nigga, laugh like, listen, bro, you don't call me bitch like 4 times. I ain't gonna take too many of your bitches. I'm just like, I'm not calling you a bitch. It's just where I'm from. Bitch is a noun,
it's
verb,
a noun, just like
adjective, is a person, place, a thing. It's a whole thing. I can say bitch in a full sentence 10 times, and each bitch meant something else.
Yeah.
But then, like he's saying, some people feel being called. My manager, he used to hate it. I would say, yeah, these females, women, women, female. They're women, Jay.
To me, they're the same.
And you don't mean no harm.
I don't mean no harm.
But I'm a male. She's a female.
Female. Like, would you rather me call her a bitch? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
don't.
But it's just like, it's what I'm used to. I'm female. But I get it. If you don't want to be called a female, just tell me. Don't disrespect me.
Yeah.
I ain't no female.
How am I supposed to know?
You want to know something that's wild too? You want to know something that's wild too? On the male side, a lot of guys don't like to be called bro. But that's the thing. But you don't know that because you're like, yo, bro, what's good? All right, you ain't gotta.
I'm not your bro.
Right, you ain't gotta be nasty. But if that's not your thing, that's not your thing. There's some men who don't like to be called bro, but you wouldn't know until you actually say it.
Yeah. Well, that's like you. You wouldn't want to be addressed as bro when you getting service from a black man. We had this conversation.
No, but I'm saying like us, like a regular conversation. We're not being service. We're not being nowhere. But if somebody's just on Facebook like, yo, bro, where can I find your podcast at? They might just, it's just that.
You can find it, but you ain't got to call me.
Don't call me bro. Like, I've seen it. And it's like, you really don't know.
I understand. And then it's a long list.
It's really subjective.
It's a long list.
But I definitely,
it's who you are, what knowledge you have.
I definitely agree with what you're saying. Like, but what I was saying was, if we were to start a podcast, and like I said, we'd be on episode 4, there would be listeners who would turn us off because we're using that language instead of reaching out and saying, hey, we don't like that term no more. They were just so quick to tell us that how dumb we are and how full of crap we are instead of saying, hey, listen, this is why we don't like this word no more. Mm-hmm. But then all they'll do is just turn this off because these guys are just...
That's crazy, yo. I asked Bree that question. I said, I asked Bree, I was like, why do women, women give off that thing like they're always right. You get what I'm saying? So it's almost like it's weird. Like it's just like, oh, you can't call me female no more, or you can't call us female no more because this X, Y, and Z. It's just like we're stupid. Like we're like men are really stupid. I really believe a lot of women think men are stupid.
Look at it like this. I don't know if it's stupid, but look at the hashtags that's going on. My turn, me too type of things, right?
What?
My turn.
That's a hashtag?
Her turn. Her turn. It was something like that. It was just like, I don't quote me on it, but basically what I'm saying is I think that women are under the impression that men have gotten away with so much. Just shut up now. We're going to dictate. We're going to dictate what's happening. So regardless of what your beef is, Bree in the way Bree or anybody else walking here would just be like, you know what? We're just not listening to y'all right now. We're going to dictate the rules. So don't call us this. Don't talk to us that way. And we could just be like, yo, I was raised that way. Like,
bitch.
I think that's the type of time we on.
All right,
we might make all the sense in the world.
All right, I'm just not going to talk to you.
They don't want to hear nothing. It's they rules.
Female.
But they want us to talk. They want us to. I don't want to go deep down this rabbit hole. But
if they want us to talk and we say something they don't like, just correct us in a humble way. But I don't think that's what some of them are doing. They're not doing.
To say all of them. I'm not saying all of y'all, but the ones that it's okay to be asleep a little bit. Like you don't have to be too woke. Like it's all right. I understand. Women have gone through so much. But women get this shit from women. I've never, ever have heard a dude, like, not to say downplay a woman, without a woman downplaying a woman first. You get what I'm saying? Women, I will get it from certain women. Oh, why you talk to her? That bitch ugly. You feel she's ugly. I don't feel she's ugly. I don't fuck with her. She's a hoe. Thank you for the information.
Now
you get what I'm saying?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Oh, she the hoe of the crew. You get what I'm saying? Oh, you get what I'm saying?
Because you just burst in my bubble. I'm chilling with the girl. I think the world of. I think she's dope. But then you come along. Why you talk to her?
But that's your opinion of her. You get what I'm saying? Like it's women down women.
But here's what I'm telling you, though. It's not meant to make sense for us. I hear what you're saying.
Right. You absolutely
I don't know if the camera catch me the way I'm looking. I'm stuck. I'm just.
They probably gonna tear me up.
So
I know they're gonna tear me up.
Listen.
I love women. I love women. I love women. I love y'all. I love y'all. But damn, like not all of us are bad.
It's not meant for us to understand at this point. You would really have to be on some following their movement just because. Like there's a lot of men out there that I think just follow the movement because they don't want any altercation. There's no way you can fully understand what they're going through.
Or just shut the fuck up.
Or just shut up.
Shut the fuck up and dribble.
But
shut the fuck up and DJ.
When you a podcaster,
I'm scared so I don't get fined.
When you a podcaster, just keep it light, man. And like I say, that's why when we talk on the podcast, brothers, we're more than likely going to talk about fatherhood, mental health. That's something to do with us. And we won't touch on something that we don't know nothing about unless the woman or the other party is here.
But that's crazy. Why can't I voice my opinion?
You can. They're just going to tune you out and boycott your show and get you kicked off the air. Yeah, so you can.
Crazy,
you gotta walk that line, follow them rules.
Do what you want.
Can't be yourself.
So we can't voice our opinion.
You can almost
women,
be yourself.
Women can voice their opinions about us.
Ooh,
but what I said to you about 10 minutes ago, it's their time.
What did I
No. What I'm saying, it's their time. And women feel like we've had decades of this. I made a post the other day about the future of podcast that belongs to women. Why?
I see some angry faces on there.
No, but because they not listening. Nobody's listening. You think about professions, you think about radio stations. Women have always been pushed to the back. I know for a fact, I get emails from Spotify, from Apple, from Google, and all the big wigs that are looking for not only minorities, but gay and women. They're not looking for men. There is no company. But that's what I meant, though. There is no company saying we want all men to come down. Why? Because men have dominated every scene everywhere. A woman has always been a secretary, an assistant, or things of that nature. So they're like, even though Jay, Don, me wasn't there, Y'all time is up.
Yeah.
And we're about to run all of this. We don't care what y'all got to say.
I'm all for it.
We are. But at the same time, when you do your show, when you do your podcast, when you speak your mind on social media, understand, it's a group out there and they're going to come for you.
It's a group out there.
It's a group.
They come with their pitchforks.
I'm all for it. And that was a problem with my job before because my boss and my ex-co-partner was, I'm woman, hear us roar. You don't sit your look.
But that's what I meant about the post.
You don't have to flex. You get what I'm saying? And it goes across all boards. You don't have to flex. I'm a real nigga. Okay. You don't have to flex. What is it? I'm woman. You gonna respect me? Okay. You don't have to be a bitch about it. You don't have to be a dickhead about it. On both ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just like I don't know, bro. It seems like everyone's trying to live up to a standard that they don't have to live up to. Black people too.
All I'm saying is, it's just not our time.
I mean, it's
we keep trying to figure out what they doing.
It's everyone's. In my opinion, it's everyone's time in your field.
Men, run for cover. Do your podcast under a safe umbrella, and be respectable and be respectful because in the time's going to come where you might say something that's not approved by the powers that be, and just like Rudolph, just like the Christmas story,
getting clipped.
You will get canceled because you are a problem to the overall accomplishment that's trying to happen.
About time women got together and fucking realized they worth.
Yeah. Hey, yo, I'm sitting here thinking like we might as well split this up into 2 separate episodes, man. I don't know, but I'm gonna piece this together though, man. But
Indeed, man.
I know I've kept y'all long enough.
I ain't mean to take over.
Listen. No. The whole entire show has been dope, man. Shout out to Jerell for coming earlier. You know what I mean? He had some dope insight on things, man. Very, very smart man. And he's entertaining, man. The Big Jae came through, held it down. Shout out to Not Safe for Work podcast, the Town podcast. This is the Audio Fam Network.
Can I say something real quick? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
To both of you. I feel like I have to, not have to, but it's something that I'm a part of. We got this thing going on in Trenton right now. Mm-hmm. It's called Reclaim Our Boys.
Yep.
Reclaiming Our Boys is basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to just get a group of men, Black, Hispanic, in the city of Trenton, not to say just a group of men, period, who has something to offer to these little kids to show them a different way. So we meet, we meet like I think every other Thursday of the month to just bond, so we can now find out who does what and see what they can do. So they're basically asking everybody to try to bring 2 to 3 people because you mentioned earlier how you want to get involved with coaching and things of that nature. You do this like this is. I feel you found your calling. You
Absolutely.
Get what I'm saying? You found your calling. I met you as a poet. You get what I'm saying? And I've seen you transition to something I do. I'm a DJ. I'm a producer. I'm an engineer. You're engineering right now.
Absolutely.
What you do, you engineer and produce a podcast. So that's just something that's going on right now. And that's a call to all the brothers out there. Whether if you have a story, you ex-convict, you have charges now, you've changed in your life, you currently turning your life over and doing what you're doing. I mean, come out, reach out to me, reach out to the podcast brothers. It's something for the city. It's basically, honestly what it is, they just ask everyone for an hour, one day for 52 weeks. It's not a lot.
It's not a lot at all.
52 weeks, an hour. And then, of course, you don't have to do, you get what I'm saying? It's so many people, you might not even be needed, or you might just be able to come later for just support. It's basically, we're just going to be the ear, the arms, the shoulders, the guidance to these young men to just show them something different.
I like it.
Yeah, that's fire. Yeah. Dope.
I'm definitely gonna throw my hat in there.
Like, I'll let y'all know the next meeting. I think we're doing December 13th at Prospect Village, 7:30. If you could just come out, like you only have to be a part of it. Brad came through. We had Brad.
B. Miller.
Yeah.
Okay.
He came through, and I mean, just sit down, talk with the fellas, listen to what we got going on. We just trying to create an army to fix the city. Just show a different way. Like I get into it with Swizzy a lot that everyone has options. Mm-hmm. We just want to be there to show them the options that they have. You might not feel that you have options, but you have options. You just might not know what your options are.
Absolutely.
So
I definitely agree with that.
All right. So my fault. I know you was closing up.
No. We
That's dope. We
need
that. We need that.
Don McDelicious, you filled in for Fresco. How was it though?
It was. I was a little nervous. I felt home. Definitely felt home. It was dope, man.
But this is fun, right?
Yeah, it's definitely fun.
You see why I do this every week, bro?
I actually do a podcast like every morning with my boy Laquan. After the benediction, he's a minister, and we touch on the word of the day every morning. We don't really make it an obligation to do it every single morning because sometimes I sleep in. But if anybody looking for a good word from the Lord after the benediction, Laquan Myers, we get on there for about 30 minutes in the morning and just try to start everybody's day off with some positivity. So I've been doing this, but before y'all had the camera, it was just us. But now that the camera, I'm actually on camera. It's like I was a little bit nervous over here. So
forget it's there. And
yeah,
like,
by the time I started talking, I was like, I just started flowing.
Did I just make a face?
Yeah, definitely. I was scratching my ears, but I see why y'all do this every day. I see why when I come upstairs and see you working, I see why you do it because you're prepared and it flows naturally. So just to be on here, it's an honor, it's a privilege, and to say that hey, I'm a podcast brother. What, this is my fourth time. Third, we did the Brothers episode twice.
You was with Laquan. You did the end of the year, 2016. I say fourth.
4 times. So, I'm here now. Jared, man, watch out. I'm kidding.
This might be the first episode with a dual cover. We gonna take a pic, man. We gotta take a pic.
I'm making history. I am making
this is history, ain't it? A dual cover.
History.
Episode 114. Peace out.
Peace out.